service to our county. That's an incredibly long amount of time to serve in one capacity, and he certainly had an impact on many decisions in our county. I was born and raised in York County. I'm a 1988 graduate of the Civil, and I've served in the U.S. Army and the South Carolina Army National Guard as a captain. I've been married for 24 years to my best friend Jamie, and we had 2 kids in college, and as it was talked about a little bit ago, tuition payments are probably the worst time of the month. I worked for Springs Industries for 23 years in both plant management and supply chain. I think I've worked in York, Lancaster, and Chester counties and just about every plant in those counties. For the last 2 years, I've headed up operations for supply chain activities at Caporium. I basically sleep in Fort Mill, and all my working hours are spent in Rock Hill, right off Anderson Road in our Tech Park facility. I'm in the Colonel Bratton chapter of the Sons of American Revolution. I'm a member of Rotary, and I'm also an elder at Unity Presbyterian Church. Due to the fact that public service has always been important to my family and the employees that I've worked for, I was first elected to the Fort Mill School Board in 2002. For the past 3 years, I've served as its chairman, and I'm very proud of what we've accomplished during the last 10 years. The school district and county budgets are comparable in size, but with the change in school funding and negative impact of the economy, school funding has been decreased to a much greater extent than municipal and county budgets. In fact, we had to make up a $5.4 million loss in revenue just 3 years ago. However, we've assured quality education programs and facilities in the midst of some tough economic conditions, while at the same time ensuring that there was not a negative impact on taxpayers. During my tenure as chairman on the board, we have worked hard to ensure that taxes have remained low during some pretty tough economic conditions. However, our county taxes have continued to rise over the past 20 years. Millage has increased more than 42% in the last 15 years alone. And you can't tell people that you're against raising taxes, but vote for budgets year after year. When you vote for a budget that has a millage increase, that's what raises taxes. And I think most people would agree that raising taxes is a bad thing, certainly during tough economic conditions. However, the county could avoid raising taxes by expanding its tax base through better economic development. York County is lagging behind others. Our council must devote more of its time in its meeting to setting goals and following up to ensure progress in economic development. There also needs to be better coordination with all the entities that work on economic development around our county, as well as a legislative delegation to ensure that the county is operating under the same rules and can compete against our neighbors to the north. If we had a larger tax base, Sheriff Bryant and other department heads wouldn't be telling our council that they're losing good employees due to the fact that county employees have not had a raise in 3 years. I am a firm believer that a raise does help at least once every 4 years, and I'm not sure how you can look folks in the face that put their lives on the line for us every day and tell them that a raise doesn't matter, especially given the fact that you failed to sufficiently grow the tax base during your watch on county council by always saying no, while at the same time growing our fund balance to over twice the required amount in the county ordinance, or $23 million. I can assure you that I won't brag about saying no, whether it's saying no to raises for our deputies and other county employees, saying no to economic development, saying no to adequately building our tax base. When the council says no, what they're really saying is yes to higher taxes for you and me, as we've seen over the past few years. If you don't have a tax base to support the last 20 years of county government, you've got to increase your tax base. So what happens when you keep saying no? You have fewer new companies, you have expanding county unemployment, and you have a decrease in tax base. For the past 6 months, I've been attending our county council's meetings to understand why unemployment is so high in our county and why we can't lower everyone's taxes by increasing our tax base. And this is what I've witnessed. Poor leadership, council members ridiculing and berating each other, and council members belittling and demeaning county staff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's now clear to me why our county is stagnant. Decency and civil behavior will pave the way to economic improvement in York County. We can lower taxes for residences and businesses. The answer is clear, We have to attract quality companies to York County, and that doesn't get done when the county repeatedly ends civil discussion. I think there's a better way, and if you agree with me, then I ask for your vote on June 12th.